Hi, welcome to Team Woolly Sheep Reviews. Hope you've been keeping safe and making the most of the lockdown. So, hell of a situation for us to be in, but right, so as you can see, I'm feeling kind of smug with my nice tidy shed. I've got things tidied up and this bad boy's still waiting. It's all ready to go. I'm just waiting for the weather. We've had an ease in the lockdown, but the weather has been awful. We've had, I think, one good day where we could have gone flying and I was working. But that's life. Have you ever seen one of these? A colleague of mine had it, he had it full FPV, and as you can see, he had a bit of a smashing time. So broke it several times, got fed up of it. He's more or less leaving the hobby. Asked me, you know, do you want to fix it? Have it, take it. So I've got it. I've reassembled the nose. I'm going to put some carbon fibre strengthening bars. This thing shifts. These are known to do 100 mile an hour touch. So with this setup, I should be able to get near to 100 mile an hour. However, I did notice when I started assembling it, there was all holes in the top where he had a camera strapped to it, and I've put a film on it and filled the holes and tried to make it look nicer, but there was a bit missing. But it's not the end of the world, because we've got Depron, a piece of wood, and just roll the edge on the underside. If I bend it, it'll snap. It's foam. So as you bend a piece of foam, as I bend that foam, the bottom won't compress, and it'll snap the top because you're stretching the foam, and it'll go and break open. So as you can see, it's quite easy to snap. So the underside hasn't broken, but the top side is cracked because it's foam at the end of the day. So the only way you can get foam to bend is to hold that surface tension on the top. Now you can either tape it, so get masking tape and put it on it, so when you bend it, it forces the underside to wrinkle, so it keeps the top firm, stops it cracking and splitting, and then causes the underside then to wrinkle, to crush. So you're actually creasing the under section, the inside of the radius, and not stretching and splitting the outer part of the radius of the bend. So you'd have a bit of foam like this, and then you put tension on the bottom. You're actually crushing the surface of the bottom, and it will cause it to bend. And so rather than snapping the foam, you can actually get it to curve. So with it curved, once you've got it flexible, the Depron is quite pliable. And then, quite simply, I can pop it into place like so. And a bit of film on there, and it's good to go. And here's one I prepared earlier. Tidy up the decals, and this will be as good as new. But there you are, that's another plane rescued, saved from the dustbin ash cart. Whenever I'm doing any tests, if I buy a new kit, a new controller, I set it up on the bench and test it. Rather than go to the trouble of installing it into something, I test it on the bench, because I can experiment, see how it works. If I'm not happy, I haven't gone to all the trouble of manufacturing it into something, and then it doesn't work or I'm not happy with it. So it's always good to set to a test setup. Look at that monstrosity. This is the MyFly Dream autopilot system. It looks quite busy, and it is quite busy. This obviously is not a plane. This is a couple of bits of balsa wood that I've set out in to actually test it. So I've got two servos where say the wings would be, so I can see them, and I've put the I put the control horns vertical so I can witness and see what they're doing. On the rudder, I put the control horn so I can see it going left or right, and the elevator is on the back so I can see it going up and down. Video transmitter, there's a camera, and what this does, and obviously the receiver, and what this does, this is a full autopilot system. So it's got stabilization, it's got GPS control, it's got waypoint control, so you can program it and set it off to go. But what I wanted to do is set it up and try it, and I wanted to see how the relays go. I wanted to go through the manual, see how to set it up, how to configure it. But rather than it being in a plane and I'm battering the plane and giving it loads of hanger rash, I thought I'd put it on here, set it up, test it, and I can see it and witness it for myself in something I can handle. This has even got see the sensor there. It's got a little barometric pressure sensor which does airspeed. So not only has it got a barometer for altitude, it's actually got a sensor that's connected in for airspeed. So I want to see how to calibrate it, I want to see how to set that up. So always better to set up a test jig and have a little experiment on the bench before you go to the trouble of wiring it all into the plane. And then when it doesn't work, you can simply swap things out and trial things and check to fix it. And this is all programmed through the OSD for the FPV. So when I'm setting this up, I'm doing it on a monitor or in my goggles so I can see it. So having a plane and trying to fumble around is hard work. On a test jig, perfect. And you'll probably see I do a lot of this type of thing where I'll take something which is quite complex and I need to figure it out. Once I figured it out, it's easy. Bang it in a plane, way to go. Woof. A good tip, always do a test jig. Set it up and test it. Anyway, keep safe, keep clean, stop touching your bits. Catch you soon. So thank you for watching Team Woolly Sheep Reviews. Bye.